Okay, so got the GoPro going today with the Purple Panda and the vlogging helmet set up. About to get on the Harley here and try this thing out. See how it goes. Sitting out from home here at St. John's, Florida, and it's about 75 today. A little warm today, but yeah, we'll see how this thing goes. Change the angle a little bit. All right. Get my sunshade down. Alright. Got the GoPro hooked up now and running through the iPhone 10. See, I got the iPhone hooked up to the X Grip. Let's see where the road takes us today. So I wanted to talk a little bit about this this setup I have, this vlogging helmet setup. So I went and bought a bracket that actually sticks to the helmet with some 3M tape and sort of angles to the front of the chin, and then you mount the camera right onto the bracket, and it's sort of orientates the, is that a word? Orientate? I don't know. Orients the camera to this picture you see now, which is sort of like a chin level view. It's like a POV almost, what I see when I'm driving. And because it's mounted on the chin, gives you a little more of a eyeball perspective. Not so much like on the top of the helmet where you'd be looking down almost in a kind of an unnatural way, but this is more of a realistic view. So I bought an external case for the GoPro that has it's like a cage that the camera goes into, and on the bottom of it, it holds this little tiny microphone adapter that you need to use with the GoPro in order to use a powered microphone. And that's the Purple Panda mic that I've got inside my helmet here. So get some wind noise. I'm not sure how that's gonna translate to the audio, but we'll see. So spent about an hour last night tweaking this thing. It was a little bit of a pain in the ass. I couldn't get it to work right away. And come to find out that the reason is when you connect, well, there's a couple of things. When you connect the external microphone, you have to make sure you've got the correct adapter on it, because the GoPro will only accept a 2-pin microphone jack, and the Purple Panda comes with a 3, but they also give you an adapter. So I knew that. I had put that on, but still the microphone wasn't working. Couldn't figure it out. I checked out some YouTube videos and ultimately found out the reason was the settings inside the camera itself. They had to be configured the correct way, and once I did that, I just removed the microphone adapter plug, plugged it back in, and then the camera sort of recognized everything, and after that it was smooth sailing. So got that going. But I used this camera with my R1200 a couple of weeks ago up in North Carolina, and did some video there, but I did not have a microphone hooked up to it, and I didn't have this chin mount, so I was I clipped it to my pocket with a pocket clip, and that was it. It was a decent video, but it was a little bit low, and on this particular motorcycle here, this Harley I'm driving, probably wouldn't have given much of a view other than just the dashboard. So glad I didn't use that pocket mount on this. This chin mount gives you a little bit of a higher point of view, although I have to deal with this fairing here, so that's going to be in the way all the time. But I'm more interested to see what this wind noise is going to be like. I've got the Dead Cat on top of the Purple Panda, so we'll see if it cuts down on some of this wind noise that seems to be blowing into my helmet here. It's probably because I've got the vents open, but yeah, maybe it's a little warm out here, so I kind of need them open. Got to get that airflow. Anyway, so I'm gonna take a ride up here on Nocatee Parkway and head over toward you know, the coastline there, and take a ride down along the water. I was hoping to get out earlier today, right around sunrise, but there was no sunrise because it was so cloudy and misty, and there was a fog out here. So I thought, I'm not even gonna bother. So I waited till the sun came out. Now the sun's out, so hopefully we'll stay out the rest of the time I'm out here. Not that I hate riding in the rain. I actually like riding in the rain. I just wanted to test this camera's settings on the, you know, daylight with sunlight, which I had changed it to last night. So this morning was kind of dark and cloudy, and I didn't want to mess with the settings again. So I said, all right, I'll just wait. And also, I'm wondering how the noise will affect the sound also on the bike itself. You know, this motorcycle's got a little bit more of a sound to it than my Beamer. This has the Reinhardt exhaust, so the more throatier sound on the Harley. But it's been a while since I took it out for a spin, and I wanted to get out today and, you know, get a little bit, a couple of miles, see. Definitely a different riding style than the BMW. It's a whole different motorcycle. It feels different. This is about 2 times the weight of my BMW, so it's a little bit heavier. Just passing over 95 right now. This is the bridge that goes over 95 here at the beginning of St. Johns County. See that? Looks like they're building some other kind of an exit ramp. They've been working on this for a long time, expanding this road, trying to accommodate the amount of traffic we've had increase since they started building like crazy around here, overbuilding this county. So I wanted to cover some things about my equipment and the changes I've made lately. It's an interesting kind of a shift. I recently decided to ride, you know, with full gear. No more bad habits like I used to do in the past. When I got to Florida, I kind of got spoiled. I was riding without a helmet, and on days like these, normally I would have been in a short sleeve t-shirt, jeans and sneakers, no gloves. To me, gloves were only for cold days, but I've since changed my whole game now. I am wearing a full face helmet. I never ride without a helmet anymore, and use a full face now to give you protection all the way around your face and chin. This particular helmet I'm using is a Bell Revolver. It's got a visor that rises up and a built-in sun shield underneath the clear plastic face shield. And so I went ahead and modified that with a quick link snap, so I could just buckle and unbuckle the helmet really easily now, no longer messing around with the strap and all that nonsense. And a leather jacket I've had for a while. Again, you know, I kind of only use the leather on cold days, but the reality is it's a much needed piece of equipment, because it protects your skin when you impact the ground. It's a lot better to have a torn up leather than torn up skin. And also I'm using my Armor knuckled gloves with palm sliders now. It's another accessory I just added. And I did this after doing a lot of research and reading a couple of Neil Peart's books. Neil Peart is was the drummer of the band Rush. Passed away last year. But I got a lot out of his books, and I learned that you know, riding fully protected is the way to go. I'm probably at some point going to switch up to an armored jacket. It's a leather jacket that has pads in the elbows and so on, but they're not armor protected pads. This jacket's about 10 years old, so it's well broken in and nice, but unfortunately I can't add any pads to it just because of the way it's configured on the inside. Either that or first leather was lying to me, getting me to buy a new jacket. I don't know, but I'm going to move up to the Scorpion Klondike jacket. I mean the Scorpion Yosemite jacket. It's a good all-around jacket, waterproof, got armored elbows, armored back, armored shoulders, and just really good extra protection for the road. And I'm probably going to look into a set of armored jeans at some point. I do prefer leather and jeans to canvas and you know, the ballistic nylon, but I decided to stick with the ballistic nylon for now. Probably maybe get a set of matching pants for those cold winter days up there in the mountains, and then I'll probably look into some leather again. I like the leather, the heated chaps. Those are really nice. I think they would be very good over a pair of jeans. Keep the legs warm in the cold and protect it also. So down the road I'll look into that. But yeah, I just decided that it's full gear all the time. Sometimes it's going to be hot and uncomfortable, but it's a trade-off. I'd rather have my skin than you know, and be a little bit hot than be just naked out there with a t-shirt and end up, God forbid, hitting the pavement. It's not a pretty thing. So yeah, that's what I decided to do, and I feel better about it. When you're completely geared up, protected, it does make you feel a little bit more confident. Safety is the most important thing on a motorcycle. You have to be prepared. Even if you're a great rider, you've got to deal with all these other people on the road, and they are unpredictable. Oftentimes they don't see us. So you got to prepare in the event that you do get in a collision. You're going to hit the pavement at a good speed. I've always believed that if you follow the speed limit and you wear your protection, and now just recently, let me back up on that. I always believed that if you follow the speed limit, chances of surviving a crash are 90% or higher. However, now that was my mentality with a car. As far as a motorcycle, I had that mentality, but I didn't really think about the gear. And so now I would effectively say that if you wear the gear and you follow the speed limit, if you do get in an accident, chances are, it doesn't mean you're not going to die, but I'm just saying chances are you'll survive with less serious injury if you're protected and you're doing the speed limit. Most of these fatal crashes involve people doing crazy things at high speed and with very little or no protection on their head. I don't know, it's kind of a difficult thing to talk about when it comes to helmet laws, but in one sense I believe that every state should have a mandatory helmet law. And I know some people get on me about that because people believe that it's freedom and you shouldn't mess with your freedom, but it does save lives. And I mean, even if you go down at 30 miles an hour, which doesn't seem like a lot of speed, and your head hits the pavement, you're most guaranteed a serious injury. There's no other way to think about it. So definitely for helmets. And you see a lot of statistics. They show people who die in accidents not wearing helmets. It's very high. So you got to protect your noggin for sure. Anyway, just passing through here, the Palm Valley section of St. Johns County. It's a really pretty section of homes with horses. A lot of property out here. Headed to Ponte Vedra Beach. Be crossing over the big bridge pretty soon. I gotta say, since the hip surgery in November, now I'm at about 2 months, just a little over the 2-month mark. I'm not supposed to be riding until 3 months, but cheating a little bit here. I felt really good over the last month and was able to get to the gym, do some light lifting and just some other exercises that felt good. So I decided a couple of weeks ago to give it a try. I got on the bike, everything felt good. And so, just taking the occasional ride. I won't be riding after today for a while. I'm headed back up to North Carolina, and the weather's still pretty nasty up there. I may get the BMW out a couple of times, we'll see. But yeah, I'm supposed to wait 3 months. But it's really amazing. I could not even get on the motorcycle before my surgery. My hips were literally locking, on my left hip especially. Right one's not as bad. It's about probably 4 years behind the left one, but it's going to get there, and I'll be planning to do that one when the time comes. But yeah, overall, I mean, I went through a period of time there where I felt a little kind of weird and a lot of pain, and didn't think things were going to get better. But I sort of like, one day it literally just turned around. I woke up, felt so much better, and started being able to do more things. And of course, the first thing I wanted to do was get on this motorcycle. If you're gonna ride, I recommend you take the basic class. I know a lot of people that did not do that. They just learned on their own, and whatever they did. There's a lot of things in the motorcycle class that they teach you that even common sense won't teach you. And one of those important things is the counter steering, which, for those of you who don't know what that is, counter steering is on a motorcycle, because it's 2 wheels. Once it reaches about 15 miles an hour, it becomes subject to the law of physics, and so thereby it is controlled by those laws, and you have what's called the gyroscopic effect, which means the motorcycle will turn in the direction that the handlebars are pressed. And so when you try to think about that for a second, it's counterintuitive. You're thinking, I want to turn right, I'm going to turn the handlebars right. Well, if you turn the handlebars right, that is going to create a problem, because you're going to go left. like I just did. So if you look at my hands here, if I was to execute a right-hand turn stationary or under 15 miles an hour, yes, that would work. But if I'm executing a turn or a lane change going to the right, and I turn my handlebars to the right, which would mean, like if you could picture this now, it means my left hand would go forward and my right hand would pull back. That would be how you turn the handlebars to the right. But if I were to do that on the road here, and I'm going straight down the road, you'll see I'm going to sort of softly execute that movement, and you'll see right away the bike starts going to the left. Again, I'm going to try to execute the right turn, and look, the bike starts going to the left. Why is that? Well, that's because it's it's counter steering. Once this bike reaches 15 miles an hour or over, and the gyroscopic effect takes in, you have to train yourself. And what I've done is I use my knees here on the gas tank. I don't know if you can see. And I try to steer with my knees. So I'll just kind of like use my knees to kind of twist the gas tank toward the right. All right, and you'll see the bike leans. At the same time, I'm pulling with the left hand toward my body. It might sound crazy, but that's how you execute the turn. I'll steer with my knees. Like here, I'm going around left turn. I'll steer with my knees, and I'll pull the handlebar. Let's say hi to this biker here. Drop the deuce. I'll pull the right handlebar toward my body. So it's exactly the opposite. And this is important because if you're on the highway and you're next to a tractor trailer, and I try to never just be next to those guys. I either pass them or I stay back until I can pass them. You know, if you're on the highway and something happens and you have to execute an emergency move, and you do one of these, turning the bike to the right to get away from a tractor trailer on your left, well, it's going to pull you right under the tractor trailer because you're going to go right into it. It may sound crazy, but it's true. If you get in that situation, this is why I always say practicing is the most important thing you can do. You've got to practice to execute this counterintuitive counter steering technique, get it down to a science, because if you don't, it could kill you. And it could kill you fast. In a moment's notice, when you have to execute a rapid turn, you're going to intuitively remember to think about turning the handlebar away from the threat. And that is not how it goes. You're not in a car anymore that has 4 wheels. So again, my method of using the knees, okay? Use your knees right here, folks. Steer the motorcycle with your knees. See what I'm doing here? I'm rocking left and right with my knees. I'm not even doing anything with the handlebars. I only use the handlebars to enhance the turn dynamic, so if I want a tighter turn, I'll bring the handlebars into it. I could change lanes using just my knees. So you got to remember, you throw your body in the direction you want to go. So if it's something I want to escape on my left here, I'm going to throw my body to the right, or I'll throw my body to the left. And that is what executes the movement you need correctly. Once you start doing that, it's almost impossible to steer the wrong way, because now you're using your knees and your body is intuitively swinging in the direction you want to go. So you're not going to do the opposite of that. You're going to feel that energy coming through your knees into the gas tank and the frame of the motorcycle, and you're going to feel that movement to the left or the right, and your hands are going to do exactly what they're supposed to do. They're not going to, and you'll see that if you swing to the right, okay, your left hand is going to immediately start a slight tug toward your body intuitively, and it's going to tilt. See, just like that, it's going to tilt the motorcycle, going to the right, going to the left. So again, that's a good thing to do too. The knee steering is good. If you see an object in the road, you got to quickly swerve out of the way. Another reason that a motorcyclist should always keep an ample distance between the vehicle in front of you. See, I got this Amazon van in front of me. If I was to be on top of this guy, literally on his bumper, I can't see the road ahead, so if some piece of debris comes flying out from under that van, I'm gonna have very little time to react. So I just drift back and I stay back. And it's a good rule to do with all vehicles, whether they're even if they're cars. I mean, you can't see in front of vehicles like this, so you don't know what's down the road ahead of you. Someone could be coming out of an intersection real fast. You don't want to end up plastered to the back of that van, so keep distance and watch your speed. This road I'm on now, I believe the speed is 30 miles an hour. And it's easy if you're not paying attention to sort of get into, you know, 40 and 50 miles an hour without even realizing it. But on roads like these, you know, they're scenic, they're nice. They got the beach to the left side, although all these private homes, you can't really see it. You know, you got to be careful of driveway devils. They come out. You got a lot of seniors here. They come darting out of the driveway. You want to give yourself time. And if you're right up on top of another vehicle, you can't do that. A little windy out here today, but it's beautiful. This is why we do it, folks. This is why. Just the road and the scenery. And you know, I prefer 2-lane roads to highways. I mean, if you got to get somewhere fast and you have to use a highway, then so be it. But I mean, what's the point of motorcycling if you're, you know, not going to take the scenic route? I try to take the scenic route everywhere I go. I take the back roads, 2 lanes. The term I heard used for that is called shunpiking. That means you just avoid the highways and the tolls. Shun those pikes. Like in New Jersey, I've got a lot of pikes up there in Pennsylvania. But the meaning is the same. Stay off the highway, stay on the 2 lanes. This is where it's all at anyway. If you're on the 2 lane, you're going to be able to see the sights and the restaurants and the beautiful scenery and the bars and all the places you want to stop anyway. So enjoy the journey. Don't worry so much about the destination. Alright, back a little cloudy here. The sun's trying to peek out, but ever since I got here the other day from North Carolina, the weather's been just crappy. Not the typical warm, sunny Florida weather. Clear blue skies you get at this time of year here. It does get cold at night in Jacksonville, I'll give it that. We do have some change of season, but usually in the daytime, skies are perfectly blue without a cloud around this time of year, late January, early February. And of course you got the temps around 60s, 70s. Sometimes you get a day a little bit higher. But this is the time we get a little break. Because come summertime, boy oh boy, it is miserable. And I love to ride, and I can't ride in the summer here in Florida. It's just too damn hot. And I don't like to ride at night, just because for safety reasons. But so that kind of limits me. This is the time of year in Florida when I'll actually ride. gonna be it. I'm gonna click off here and see how this comes out. My first vlog. I don't know what that means exactly. I know it means video logging or vlogging, but I don't know if it's just me just running my mouth and talking about a lot of nonsense, or it's actually any kind of real good information. But I guess that will be judged by the viewer. So anyway, I'm gonna stop off here and detach my GoPro, and then I'm gonna switch on my music. Enjoy the rest of this great ride. Until next time, this is Tom. Be safe out there.